Welcome to 16, because we're feeling good, and we're gonna keep annoying you.
We're having a good time with the last episode, so we just decided to keep going.
Vibing.
So we still drinking?
So we're still holding our friends hostage.
We've decided that we're just going to get Emily really drunk so she can't go to work tomorrow.
Because she deserves it.
But I think it's too late.
Already isn't allowed to drive herself home, so...
I'm honestly fine.
You don't get to make that decision.
I have been told I need to switch to water, so...
Yeah.
She's only been told that by one person, and I disagree.
I feel like I don't have good enough judgment to decide if you should stop drinking or not, because I have no gauge whether...
I don't want to make anybody uncomfortable, so I'm gonna do water.
I mean, I'm not gonna be uncomfortable, I just don't want you to get hurt.
I'm not going to let you get alcohol poisoning, but I'm here to help you have a good time.
I don't want to be the only one.
I mean,
you know?
I'm going to keep drinking.
I feel like an asshole. Well, like, you don't. You don't.
I sure don't.
You don't.
You're right!
You don't.
You don't get the level that I, like, easily do.
Yeah?
You know what I'm trying to say, you fucking asshole.
I know what you're trying to say, I'm just not really sure what the point is.
Well, the point is that, like... Never mind, I don't even know.
Head empty.
I don't like it that way. I lost my point somewhere. The point was somewhere.
And this is
now.
why I think
Goodbye.
you should be cut off.
I don't know. I feel like that
I won't
happens to
die.
me even when I'm not drunk.
Fair.
Yeah, this is honestly like relatively normal late night Cade speak. It's just only 9:30.
Fair.
Yeah.
It's
just
fucking
like
9:30.
Yeah.
God damn.
It is 9:31.
Anyway.
Welcome to this.
I know you're gonna keep drinking, but it's like, are you ever going to get as drunk as I am? I doubt it.
I don't know.
We about to find out.
I mean, I haven't had that much, so
These cookies are taunting me.
eat them.
No.
Y'all want some cookies?
Not
thanks.
rude.
Well,
Half
I
of us
think-
are gonna have a great time.
I think you are rude because which ones do you want?
What do we got?
We got this one that I don't know what it is exactly, and the chocolate chip ones.
Bella's like, I want a cookie.
Bella, these have chocolate in them. You're not allowed.
Both of them have chocolate
We
in them.
don't do
Bad for
chocolate
dog.
chip.
Bella, are you trapped there? I don't wanna
Anyway,
trap
I
you.
think you're being rude because you won't eat the snacks that Nat so graciously sent.
I have eaten so many of those. Don't tell me I'm rude because I have already
Just
eaten
unplug the computer.
so many. It's back
Right here.
on the other side. Sorry, there's chaos. It's just...
It's fine.
It's great. Everything's fine.
Oh, you want to hold hands?
Yes.
I've messed everything up. Now let me hold your hand.
me.
Also, this is the second second episode sponsored by Nat and Britt sending us snacks.
They're very
Yeah.
dry.
Mine
Not
are
the
too.
snacks.
No, the
my
snacks
hand. We were having two separate conversations.
We were having a moment over here.
My hands,
we were having a moment
my
with
hands are
cookies.
dry. The snacks are perfect, immaculate.
We have too many people drinking in this room.
Forehead is
We
really
just have
hot.
so many people on this
Yeah,
podcast
'cause
that
we
you're actually
drink.
listening to two different podcasts at the same time.
2 for 1, baby.
Dude, let's do two separate podcasts. at
We
the
just
same
have two
time.
different
One
conversations
is
all the time.
bad enough. One is so bad.
What is this? Will this one be like the first one of the new year?
Yeah.
This
It
one
will
is...
be. Happy 2021.
Happy 2021.
I guess.
Maybe.
Good luck.
This is
Good luck, everybody. May the odds be ever in your favor.
I'm not gonna put any expectations on 2021.
I don't want to. Like
Last year, in 2019, we were like, oh, how could it get any worse? And then everything got worse.
I was thinking that we should do like a I survived sort of like photo
Recap
shoot.
of 2020.
I just like wanted to do like an apocalyptic photo shoot because that sounds fun. But I'm also like I don't want to egg it on. Like
We already did a we're already dead photo shoot, basically. I mean,
it's true. We should do a zombie one because we're risen from the grave. Because
we just need to do more photo shoots in general.
I love every photo shoot that we do because every time I look at it and I'm like, yes, one.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of hate the ugly sweater ones solely for the reason that it was like after I cut off my mohawk that one time and then my hair was just in this horrible like just phase where I couldn't do anything with it and it just looked so bad.
I love it because
Also,
it's your face.
I was basically just like the rest of you were just like had the memo that you were gonna wear skinny jeans and boots and I just like had dad pants and like
Maybe
sneakers.
we just like need to redo
but, like,
it.
To be fair, do I ever wear anything but skinny jeans?
Same.
Like, occasionally I wear sweatpants.
No, but the point is you guys were matching and I just looked like a dad with my shitty hair and my transition sunglasses and my fucking worn out work sneakers.
I mean,
It was a really fun photo shoot, but I like look at the pictures and I'm like, I hate it.
I get it because when I showed my aunt those pictures, she was like, "Oh, look at this delightful young man." that's
And
that's our friend.
I'm not upset about anybody mistaking me as a dude. I just hate how I look in those pictures.
I feel you though. We need to redo it and all be on the same exact page, so we look very cohesive.
Yeah.
I'm also here to like redo any of them because with the vaccine coming out, I'm like a tiny bit hopeful.
No.
No hope allowed.
But
I get you. I'm feeling the same way. I get it.
I'm very cautiously optimistic about it. I would like to go to the park and do some photo shoots. Mm-hmm. And that's, the bare minimum.
We have so many photo shoot ideas that we need to just do it.
I really want to do the dad one.
The dad one sounds so funny.
I would love to do that one.
Because I want to give the pictures to my dad on Father's Day.
I think we should just dress up Brie as like Tom Nook or something.
Yeah, we can just make up a dad for you.
You can choose what kind of dad do you want to be?
What dad trope are you?
What kind of father are you, Brie?
I feel like I am already a father.
Are you a dad?
We just gotta pick out like a dad stereotype that just
What
suits
dad trope
you.
are you? Are you barbecue dad or are you vacation dad?
Or are you music dad?
Well, I can't be barbecue dad because can't cook.
I feel
That's
like you
kind
would
of the
be
point
music
of a
dad.
lot of barbecue
You could
dads,
be music
to be
dad.
honest. For example, your dad burns everything every time.
It's very true.
We let him do it because he has such a good time playing with the grill,
He's
but he
just
burns all the
having
food.
fun, which is fine, but you gotta scrape it off if you want to eat it.
My dad purposely burns food because that's how he likes to eat it.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
I hate that.
So do I, and everybody else.
That's what, my brother's kind of condescending about it, but, if you get him to cook, it's much better. I also, I don't trust my dad to teach me how to cook because that one time, the fucking grill was on fire, and I was like, Dad, is this okay? And he was like, yeah, it's fine. And I was like, no!
And we were just looking at the burgers, and we were like, it's on fire. And he was like, yeah.
Yeah, that's
It
how
would be
you
like that
scorch the food
sometimes.
to a complete,
I was like, no,
ash.
that's not how you do it.
You were like, how do I get it to stop? And he's like, you know.
And, I was just like, I made a mistake asking you for guidance for this.
Like, you and me were just standing there like, what the fuck?
Listen, it's just your dad can teach you how to build a house, but don't ask your dad to teach you how to cook.
No,
See,
because he's like a garbage
I'm fortunate
disposal.
that
He will
my
eat
dad can
anything.
do both of those things.
Yeah.
My dad is... My mom will admit this. My dad is a better cook than my mom. Like, not to say my mom's a bad cook. There are certain things that she definitely is really good at cooking, but, like, generally speaking... wow.
Ooh.
Logan's
Are
being
you in
real
the
dramatic.
corner?
In the corner by myself, neglected, abused, people on my bed, gotta be on the floor.
You know, he's very dramatic, but for good reasoning, because I can't not agree with him.
Yeah, I mean, I would also be upset if people were in my bed without my permission.
It depends on the person. If you guys were in my bed, I would be like, yeah, that's fine.
But I feel like the general consensus is, like, any of us would just, as, like, at the bottom line, have permission to be in each other's bed.
Yeah, that's true.
But, like, if
You
your
always
brother,
have
like,
permission.
if your someone else in your family's friend came and just, like, sat on your bed,
No.
and you did not give them permission,
I'd be mad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were we doing?
Anyway, dad photo shoot.
Dad photo shoot. We all want to dress up as our dads.
Just
which-
dress up like Nat.
Oh shit. We all have like different dad tropes except for Brie because, you know, issues. But
Brie has a
like-
dad, but her dad's a bitch.
He's getting better, but like, still.
I also understand just like the reasoning that you don't want to dress up like him, which
well,
is fine.
he also like doesn't really dress.
Just a dude.
Weird. He just dresses like.
Yeah, I feel like the rest of us, our dads are very, like, they have
They're
a very
cartoon characters.
specific
Oh my
style.
god, our dads are cartoon characters.
They are though.
Literally all three of them.
Yeah, like,
My dad always wears overalls.
he's just
and
Mario,
work
but
boots.
with, like, but old.
Yeah, he literally has the Mario mustache.
Blue Mario.
And he is bald though. Like he has like the Mario hair until he takes off his hat. He's bald. But he has the bright blue eyes and is Mario.
Overalls all the time. My dad, so for as long as I can remember, for like any gift, just for anything for my dad, is just that everybody gives him handprint shirts. Like we buy t-shirts and paint with like put handprints on them with fabric paint.
Which is so fucking cute.
And it's just been a thing for always. So that's just like my dad's wardrobe is like denim shirts and handprint shirts. It's very recognizable. And your dad really just kind of looks like a hippie.
Yeah,
like,
my dad is a hippie.
Yeah.
Like, there's no doubt about it. Like,
but like you
it's
just look
very
at that
much-
man and you're like, yep, that's a hippie.
yeah, it's like layers and tie-dyes.
Yeah.
Like, easy. And then he's
And,
always
like, the
wearing a
long
baseball
hair.
cap. Yeah.
See, and then my dad just wears like t-shirt and jeans.
Your dad just looks like every other average white dude.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? Is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm too
Doesn't
drunk. Is
make
this
him
a
less
problem?
of a dad.
What?
I don't like I named it, but is it like the same recording?
Yep. That's okay. I can fix
Is that
it.
okay? Okay.
I'll just
I'm
have to
sorry.
split
I wanted to make sure. I'm sorry. My bad. I shouldn't be in charge of anything, that's for sure.
But anyway, I think it would be so funny if you dressed up like Nat for our dad photo shoot.
That's
He's
fair,
the squad
but,
dad.
Like,
I mean,
He is.
again, that's not too far from my normal wardrobe.
we'd
That's
have to
okay.
we'd build you a belly,
Fair.
and
I
then
like the dad bod. And
We could
get,
draw
like, dark
facial hair on you.
glasses.
Yeah, and then I could get like the bandana.
Yeah.
As
And
in
a blonde
the picture that I
wig.
drew.
yeah,
That would be really funny, actually. We just gotta like put you on stilts.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I don't know. I can't walk as it is. I
Yeah.
don't think I need stilts.
we'll just instead of stilts, we'll just get really long pants and we'll just hold you up in every picture so it looks like
Or
you're
we could
standing,
just,
so
like-
they just drape on the
We
ground.
could just like make it look like you're so much taller than us.
We'll
like,
just put you
in the
on like a stool or
foreground.
whatever,
Yes,
and
yeah.
everyone, but just we'll put it behind something so nobody can see it.
Yeah, like you'll always just be standing behind us, but like towering over.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like none of our dads are like particularly short,
No.
but they are not Nat at
Yeah.
all. there's so many photo shoots that I want to do with you guys. Like,
We've also
themed-
talked about doing like witch photo shoot,
pirate photo shoot.
pirate photo shoot. We do have the costumes for that.
I don't know what happened to my costume.
You got rid of some of it.
I also hate it because boob. You know, like that's just like all that you see.
All of those sound great, and like I love the concepts, but then when it comes down to it, like I'm too tired to put any effort into anything. So if you guys put the effort in, I am all for it.
We just like dress her up every time.
We just bust down your door. We're like, all right, here's a
put this
bandana.
Here's what we're wearing today. All right.
Come on. We're going to put you on a stool and we're going to take some pictures.
This is disturbing. I don't like that.
Why is it disturbing?
It just reminds me of like a Victorian child.
I mean, I am basically the child of the group.
Yeah.
See,
right.
it just made me think of this play that Mason was in a long time ago when he was in college. It's called How I Learned to Drive, and it is about a pedophile.
Oh, no.
Mason was the pedophile.
Oh,
Good.
It's about the creepy uncle though who like
A white man? No!
You can't make a wife out of a white man. No.
Have you seen that one? It's like that, it's that Panic at the Disco song. Oh, it's like... Yes, but what a shame. The poor groom's bride is a white man. No!
I've seen that too.
I just love that audio. I finally saw the video of where it came from, and apparently it's from New Girl, which is Schmidt. Which is just like, he's so fucking ridiculous and over the top. And I'm like, you know what? Apparently they were like looking for a child at like a daycare, and one of the kids was like, a white man broke in earlier. And he was like, did security do anything about it? Or like, somebody broke in earlier. Did security do anything about it? And he was like, no, it was a white man. And he's like, a white man? No! And he's like, typical! Oh, fuck.
Like, honestly, like, that show isn't, like, fantastic, but it's
But
pretty
got
good.
its moments. It really has its moments. I tried to watch through a lot of it, but I forget it because I forget everything. But
I'm not gonna lie, like, I am on a sitcom kick where it's just, like, the easiest thing to watch on my lunch breaks because I have 20 minutes at home to eat. So, and because I can't just, like, sit still for 20 minutes, I have to have something on. And I hate stopping in the middle, so sitcoms is, like, the perfect amount of time to watch one episode.
right.
So I've watched so many sitcoms. So I watched the entirety of New Girl. And it was pretty good.
What are you on now?
What am I on now?
Did you watch all of Scrubs?
Yeah.
You watched all of
I've
Scrubs?
watched all of Scrubs, all of that 70s show, all of New Girl, all of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Damn.
And what the fuck am I watching? Oh, I'm watching some Christmas limited series on Netflix right now just to kind of try and feel the Christmas spirit. But, you know, it's like 8 episodes and I'm like, I can handle that much Christmas.
Yeah. I just the amount of Christmas that I am doing is in Animal Crossing. They have like some DIYs, and
Okay,
I'm like, I
that
like the
shit's
pretty
cute.
lights, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Like,
I've been enjoying that.
I just
Otherwise,
haven't
I
been
don't-
playing. Like, I want to
I
get the
haven't either.
DIYs, but you only get them out of balloons, and
Yeah,
I just have not been
it's
getting
so
them.
hard.
I got, like, 1 or 2 of the fall DIYs.
same. And I desperately wanted the arch because I have like an
Yeah,
arch
same.
at the beginning of my town, and I want to change it out for every season.
Same.
But I never got the arch,
Yeah.
and I was like, that fucking sucks.
I also
and I got
only
like
got
3
one
mushroom
mushroom
DIYs.
I got the one from Isabel, and I got one organically, and that's
I
it.
did get the one that I desperately wanted, the tall mushroom lamp, but that was it. So
It makes me sad because it was like, I feel like they went too hard in the opposite direction after Bunny Day.
right,
Because it was like
the time constraints just like don't work because I love Animal Crossing, but I don't want to sit and play it literally all day. I just don't have it in me to do that.
I would like to do that, but I don't have time to even play it every day.
Yeah,
right.
That, and there's also just at this point, like at the beginning, I had a lot to do, so I was playing pretty much all day.
Right.
But now I don't have that much to do, and if I'm not getting new stuff, which I'm not, like I literally have not gotten a new DIY from a villager or from a bottle in like a couple months.
Right? Same.
Like since the Halloween ones.
The only DIY, like the only new DIY I got was from Isabel lately.
Yeah.
And I was like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I finally made a perfect snowman and they were like, here, have a DIY. And I was like, okay, cool.
I still have not made a perfect snowman.
I have
haven't
made a
either.
snowman like almost every day and I finally got a perfect one.
I kept like, because I've played a little bit of winter and I kept trying to make them, but I don't have enough space for them because I have
Right.
so much stuff
Yeah.
that they only, like the snowballs only spawn in a couple places, and I kept, like, because I have such limited space, the first couple days I kept accidentally pushing my snowballs into the river and then they wouldn't
Same.
respawn.
Same. I had to
So
like
I
go
was
in
just
and out
like-
of my house and like play for another hour
Yeah.
for to
I
get
kept
them
being
to
like,
respawn.
as soon as I would see them, I'd be like, oh shit, okay, I'm gonna make a snowball or a snowman, but then I would like push one in the river and be like, okay, whatever, it'll respawn, I'm gonna go check in on the villagers or whatever, and I just would never get another one.
Ew. It takes so fucking long. It's just like
But the DIYs is really frustrating because I know that there are so many that I don't have, and I'm just not getting new ones, and it's just, I'm like, well, I don't really want to play at this point because there's nothing new that I'm getting.
Yeah.
See,
Like-
I'm just really far behind, and I had to time travel back to like mid-October and then just play like a couple days every day.
Yeah.
And now I think the time is still set pre-Thanksgiving.
Mm, that's fair.
And half of me wants to go back and like push it to Thanksgiving since I know there was an event. But then the other half is like, no.
I had to do that because like I had to play Thanksgiving like at the beginning of December because I was like, I'm not gonna have the same spirit and I want to play it at the same time, but I'm everything's so mixed up that I'm playing Thanksgiving after Thanksgiving has already happened, which is fine, but I don't have enough time during these actual holidays to actually play it. And I have been like time traveling like back. I don't ever go forward. But I go back just to make sure that I catch all the fish and bugs, which I have caught all the fish, I have caught all the bugs. The only thing I need left is the sea creatures that you like dive for.
Yeah.
But like even then I still haven't gotten enough DIYs. Like I'll play a certain amount of time every day and it's still like they're so rare to spawn, first of all. And second of all, the villagers do not give you any holiday DIYs. Like, I have never seen a
I
villager
liked
give
what
me
they
one.
did with the Halloween ones. That
Right.
was where you were getting most of them, but then
Yeah.
the other seasonal ones only come from balloons.
Right? And why?
Which is so annoying because I feel like when I do play, it's for shorter amounts of time, so I don't see any balloons.
Any balloons that I get are not DIYs.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm like, I only get fucking clay.
Yeah. I get
But
clay
I don't
or I get
understand
money,
why
which I
the
don't
seasonal
care about.
ones aren't also spawning from villagers and bottles.
Yeah.
Like, there doesn't need to be special ones, like, because I feel like they went so hard with Bunny Day, and that's why they've dialed it back so much with
Right,
everything
but-
else, because it was, like, literally everything is... And it wasn't even that you were getting too many Bunny Day DIYs, it was just the fucking eggs. That's what everybody was upset
Yeah,
about.
and like on the other side of things, it's the cherry blossom DIYs. Nobody has the fucking cherry blossom
Yeah.
DIYs because they were from balloons.
Yeah.
Like,
And,
it's
like,
not...
everything was just fucking eggs.
It's not fucking viable for everybody because, like, you can't grind them out.
Yeah,
Because
like, and
you
I've
have to
seen people,
wait for hours
like-
and hours for a balloon to spawn, and then it's not even, like, it's not even anything that you need.
Right, and I've seen people talking about, like, balloon farming and shit, and that everybody says that it's, like, they spawn at different times.
They do
That it's,
spawn
like-
at different times,
Well,
and they
then
don't
it's, like,
spawn at every time. And
There's supposed to be, like, increments or whatever, but everybody says it's a different increment or, like,
Yeah.
a different number or whatever. Like, just no matter, like, whatever website you're looking at, it's a different time frame. And
Yeah.
I'm like, this isn't helpful.
Well,
and like
during the day they spawn from one side of the island.
that
and
I
during
have
the
noticed.
night they spawn from the other side.
But, like, I've just... Because it's supposed to be, like, I've seen people say they spawn every 5 minutes, or that they spawn every 3 minutes, or that they spawn in every, like, minute that ends in a 4, or whatever. Like, I've just seen so much of that.
The one that's most accurate for me is they usually spawn on, like, the minute of 4, or the minute of 8 or 9. And then they'll take a little bit to get to your island, but they don't always spawn then. So around minute 4 or 8, I like run up and down my beach, and I'm still not getting any. I also saw like a video that was probably helpful for a lot of people, that you are supposed to like, that you can stack like the jail things and the rock wall like against your beach, because the balloon will like rub up against it and it will just like go down to the end of your beach. So if you just make sure there's no like gaps or anything. But I'm like, that is so fucking ugly. I'm not gonna do that for forever. Like I already have my island like right up against the beach. I'm not going to fucking do that because it's obnoxious and it shouldn't
have to do that. Should get my DIYs.
I desperately have one that I really want. It's the illuminated deer that I have seen everywhere. That is the only one I really, really want, because I want to make a mystical forest. And I love deer. It's all over my room. I love deer. It's the only one I want. But, like, I'm going to have to grind until I get it.
Yeah. It's just so frustrating. Because
it
even,
just
like,
takes the fun out of it.
Yeah. Because I've tried to, like, farm for balloons, too. Like, when I sit down to edit podcasts, that's just, I play Animal Crossing. That's when I do my Animal Crossing time. Sometimes I take it to work and play on my breaks, but not always. But, like, I will literally sit there for the hour or 2 that it takes to edit a podcast and just wait for balloons and get, like, 2.
That's so awful, though. Like, nobody has enough time to do that.
Yeah. Like,
and listen, I wish I could play Animal Crossing all day, but my attention span just isn't here for that.
Well, and like I said, I don't have enough to do at this point
to
keep me occupied all day unless I do time travel, and that's just not really fun for me. It feels like it's become such a grind, and then it's not like, I'm not playing the game for leisure, I'm playing the game just to, like, get it done, and that's not what I want it to be.
Yeah. I feel like I messed up, because I feel like this is recording over the last recording.
I don't know.
Oops.
You'll be on theirs if nothing else.
Maybe.
Good luck.
We'll see
last
how
podcast.
If you stopped it and then continued from the same one, it will just continue from where you stopped.
But it only has, like, a certain amount of time. It has 30 minutes on this one.
It might just be, like, starting from where you stopped.
Okay.
If you switch over to, like, the other tab where it says listen.
It has 1 and 2.
I don't know. You'll still be on there recording, though.
Okay.
Good luck.
I'm sorry, everybody. I always fucked up.
I mean, it's fine.
Just for future reference, you have to hit the check mark.
I did hit the check mark.
So it should have saved.
Okay.
You must have renamed the one that you're recording instead of the one that's in your save file.
I might have. I don't know what's going on.
She's too drunk for this.
I'm sobering up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like you're getting better, but at the time that we started this recording,
it was not. But yeah, I just, like, Animal Crossing is a leisure game, and I want it to continue to be that, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not having, like, a leisurely time when I'm like, I'm not getting enough DIYs.
Yeah. Well, and then it sucks, like, with the seasonal ones, that you want to be able to use those to decorate for the season,
during
but that you don't
the season.
have them all until the end, so it's like, I guess I'll use them next year.
Right? Which isn't as fun.
I've just given up on trying to get everything, and I still need to decorate my island. So, like...
That's fair. I'm just, like, I'm trying to decorate my island now, and it's hard because I'm, like, first of all, this whole situation has me wanting to, like, rip everything up and just, like, redo everything again. And second of all, I'm just, like, I have everything in a place, and I just want certain things from, like, each DIY, and I feel like it's time-locked, so I won't get another chance to do it until next year.
Yeah.
Which sucks, because I want certain things for the whole year round. Like, I want the deer to be in Enchanted Forest for the whole year round.
I also just, like, I could go back to November and just keep playing November until I get all the DIYs, but then I'm missing out on winter.
Yeah.
Like, I want to
during
be able
winter.
to play it in real time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
Because
like,
I kept
the biggest
thinking about
appeal.
that, like, when I went to play, because I did go back, because I didn't get to play the first snow day and, like, the blizzard that comes in the day before, so I did travel back to do that, because I was like, I'm feeling that
That's
aesthetic.
fun. Yeah.
And then just to kind of, to jump forward again to the present day. But, like, I wanted to be playing the snow time, because it's winter.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be able to do that and build snowmen and see
See,
the trees and stuff.
I have 2 islands, and one of them is southern hemisphere, one of them is northern. So I had the snow during the winter and during the summer here in real time for us.
So you're not as attached.
Yeah, so like I've already been there.
I guess I just like to, like, it matches the vibe of, like, the real life weather,
Yeah.
and that's what I want.
Yeah.
See, and like that's nice to an extent, but I also like I get snow vibes year round. I want snow cuz I'm that guy.
Yeah.
I just, like, I don't know, it just feels good when I get into the game and the weather is the same as it is in real
Yeah,
life. Like,
it
I look
feels,
outside
like,
and it's
cozy
snowing, and then
and-
I look in my game and it's snowing, and I'm like,
I just, like, I had such a great time because the same day that we got a blizzard, or that we had the first snowfall in Animal Crossing, we had, like, the first, like, sticking snowfall here as well. So it was like, aw.
That's not strictly true, but it was snowing the same day.
We had the first one that, like, stuck around for a long time.
I've had to call out of work several weeks ago because of the snow, so...
Whatever. I have to pee.
Same.
Pee break.
Halfway pee break.
Again.
Halfway pee break.
Welcome back from the potty break.
I hope everybody had a good potty break.
I'm just gonna leave those in so that the audience can also have a potty break.
That's fair.
Oh, okay. You know, that's fine with me. Let's stack up the time. My tummy hurt.
Oh no. This is not good.
Yep.
Do you think it's the coffee?
I think it's the coffee.
You
Maybe
gotta
the
poop?
cream.
I'm sorry.
I did this to myself. I knew it was bad, but I was like, it's fine.
I also did not stop you. And I knew when you poured yourself the coffee that it was not a good idea.
Listen, I've learned at this point that there is no stopping her. You just gotta let her do it.
I was like, yeah, anytime we make anything with, like, dairy products, she'll be like, are you sure? And I'm like, no, but then I'll eat it anyway.
That's like that fucking TikTok where it's like, girl, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm not gonna do it.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm just thinking about it. I'm gonna do it.
I did it.
I did it. That's just me with any dairy product.
Or coffee.
That's true. At least, like, coffee tends to, like, help me focus a little bit better.
Yeah.
When it doesn't have alcohol in it. But when it does, it doesn't make me tired, though. So, like, I'll have alcohol and I won't be tired and I'll just be fucking goofy. So that's a good trade-off, I guess.
I mean, we all do shit that we should not do.
I mean, yeah.
And we do it anyway.
I feel
It's
like
just so
life is
prevalent.
something that I should not do, but I do it anyway.
I quite like that you are doing life.
Yeah,
Yes.
same.
I don't know
I
that I
appreciate
do.
it.
I don't feel like I'm doing life. I feel like life is doing me, and I'm
That's
not here
fair.
for it.
That's also fair.
Life does not have my consent.
Be fucking you all day.
It's not even fun.
Oh no.
I'm not even having fun.
Why is life gotta be so expensive? I'm not even having a good time. Credit to whoever made that tweet. I don't know.
Mm.
So I keep bringing this up at work.
Don't
Because-
have another soup argument.
No.
No!
All of us are like, don't.
Not even where I was going, but now you're just tempting me.
Bitch, I'm
Is that a
always
fucking
tempting
challenge? Yeah, you are. Sometimes I lay awake in my room at night just thinking about it. Anyway.
You. That's gay as fuck.
Yeah, it is. Anyway. Every time one of my coworkers just starts complaining, I'm like, I think that like customer service workers should just be allowed to be drunk for all of the holiday season.
I mean,
And there should be no repercussions for your actions as a drunk
would-
person at work.
I would also like advocate.
I mean, even
for-
the not drunk ones, like there should be no repercussions for your actions. as a
Right.
retail
I also
worker.
often think about that tweet that's like, I think it's a tweet, whatever, post somewhere that is like, I think all customer service employees should be able to murder one person a year.
That's fair.
Just gang up on
It
them.
works because it's not an excessive amount of murder, but like you never know who's used their allotted murder for the year.
It's like the mystery.
Yeah.
The thread.
The thread is there.
You just meet like a real annoying Karen one day and you're like, I haven't used it yet, bitch. And she's like, oh, fuck.
You just look at her and you're like, what's your name again?
The thread is looming.
You know why I'm asking.
Who's your next of kin?
That's like, have you ever had a client or a customer say to you, what's your name? After you've had a particularly frustrating conversation with them, and you're always like, I know you want my name so you can complain about me.
I happily
just feel
give it to
like-
them because I know I'm right.
Yeah, right?
I'm like, what are you going to do? Call my boss?
But like,
Fucking
I'll call
do it.
my boss right now.
how perfect would it be in that situation if you could be like, what's your name?
What's your address? I'll find you.
They're like, oh, fuck.
I know you're on Facebook, bitch.
You have a membership. I know your phone number.
I know your social security number and how much money you have.
Don't test me. Just like, you can tell when somebody hasn't worked in customer service. Because they'll be like, no, this is ridiculous.
I'm entitled to how I want to be treated all the time.
I have mildly worked in customer service, and it was awful. It was trash.
Yeah.
So, like, people who constantly work in customer service, I saw a post today that it was like, they're braver than any U.S. Marine, and I'm like, are they wrong? No, I don't think so.
I just love all of the posts that are like, if your fucking 16-year-old, like, kid working at Starbucks can handle confrontation and stressful situations better than cops, like,
Right? What the fuck?
like, listen, I get threatened and screamed at all the time, but I'm not, like, shooting people out of stress.
Right?
I just want to be.
That's why you're not
Actually-
given a gun.
I wouldn't want to shoot anybody.
I would fight somebody. I would,
I-
like, fist fight somebody.
Yeah. I'm just not really a big gun person.
You're more
I'm
of
a
sword
proponent of
person.
if you're gonna kill someone, you should look them in the eye when you do it.
This conversation is taking a really weird turn.
This is why you have those dreams.
Those are violent dreams.
In all seriousness, obviously I don't want to actually kill somebody, but that's something that I think about a lot when it comes to like war and how it, like, people are so, like, soldiers now, and cops to an extent, are so disconnected because you can just, like, snipe somebody or whatever, or, like, take them out with a drone, like you're playing a video game, and it's not real. Versus, like, in the olden days before guns, you had to look at people you were killing,
Yeah.
and it was, like, much heavier on a soldier's heart. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of reasons that I think guns just shouldn't exist.
Same.
That's one of them.
God's mistake was me and guns.
I would like that to be a bumper sticker.
Okay, but to be fair, I don't think God would have made guns. I'm pretty sure that's just all us.
Yeah.
I mean, like, for the people who believe in it, like, indirectly made guns, but still let it happen.
I mean,
you know?
to be fair, he also would have made humans in general, which was the
A
biggest
mistake.
mistake.
Also, he made humans in his image, so God probably has guns too.
Yeah.
Only these guns!
Okay, Johnny Bravo.
Oh my god, God is Johnny Bravo.
If God was Johnny Bravo, then we would have a much better planet.
Right?
Like,
Would we?
he's got, like, Johnny Bravo is like the OG himbo.
God's a himbo. Is what I'm getting.
I don't think so, because himbos drink their respect women juice, and if you've read anything in the Bible, God has not been drinking his respect women juice.
I haven't, so I can't speak to that. I also have a very vague understanding of what a himbo is because I'm old. And I don't understand these young kids' slang.
Hello, fellow youth.
Hello,
There's, like,
fellow
the trifecta of himbo rules, where respects women, hot, dumb.
That's, yes, I understand.
Are
Yeah.
you telling me that Johnny Bravo is hot?
Well, by cartoon
Cartoon standards, probably.
like, I don't think Johnny Bravo is hot, but do women in the Johnny Bravo cartoon think he's hot? Yes.
No!
He could never get a date, so I mean...
No, they don't think he's hot.
They don't?
He's like 90% torso and like 2% leg.
He's a
I mean-
cartoon.
Get leg!
To be fair, though,
Just the trope
whole-
is that he's ignored.
yeah, like, the
Okay.
whole, like, point of the overarching theme of the show is that he's just trying to get a date, and he
Right.
cannot. Except for that one time he went on a date with a deer.
I don't remember that
That was the
episode.
thing.
Damn. Picture me.
It was...
Picture me. I'm on a date with a deer.
If I remember correctly, it was like a blind date, and he, like, it was like the one time that she actually liked him, and he was like, what the fuck is this fucking date? I have to get out of here.
Wow, I don't remember Johnny Bravo at all.
I just
I don't remember
the
a whole lot.
mom
I just
and,
remember
like,
that episode because it's fucking weird.
I just vaguely remember the characters, like the mom and the neighbor kid, the neighbor girl,
Yeah,
and
his, like,
then
one
like the
friend is the
obnoxious
annoying
like
neighbor kid.
yeah, the obnoxious like nerdy dude. That's it.
So explain simp to me.
Simp?
This episode is just
How
gonna
fucking old are
become.
you?
What?
Fuck off, you old.
You.
I just, like, I know the general concept, like, I can understand it in a sentence, but, like, what is the actual definition?
From what I'm getting, simp is like somebody who it depends on who's using it. Like misogynistic men tend to use it for as like somebody who is like a feminist and using their like masculinity to like stand up for women. But on the other hand, like if you watch like left-leaning things, it's just like simp is like seen more so in a good light. Like
It's basically being whipped, but on a grander scale.
yeah.
So, like, if you're whipped in a relationship, it's like you low-key kind of worship your lady, you let her boss you around or whatever. But if you're a simp, it's like your lady is actually just, like, more or less an influencer. Generally speaking. I guess you could simp after, like, a person that you know in real life, but I don't know if that's necessarily what you would I don't know if that's the word I would use for it.
What if I start using uncomfortable slang in wrong terms? Like,
I would
in
just
out of
fucking
con-
die.
in an incorrect context.
Can you please
You
do
are
that?
old, so
What?
you are old.
Basically,
so
the
be
thing
on
about it
brand.
is, like, if you, like, are thirst following people and you just are, like, you comment on their shit a lot or, like, just giving them a lot of attention, you're
it's
a
like
simp for that
permission
person.
to simp. You know, it's like it's kind of like it has that like undertone of like worshiping somebody, but it's not as severe.
Yeah, it's not, like, in a gross way,
It's
though.
not
Yeah.
like, ugh.
Because like if you joke about it yourself, it's like it's taking it down a notch. You know, are you okay?
Yeah, it was just a really gross burp. I was like, I didn't want to taste that. I'm sorry.
Death by birth.
Rip.
Now I want to look up the Urban Dictionary definition, though, just out of curiosity.
I think it's like simpleton.
How
So,
it
like,
was explained to me
where it
was
came
like
from.
somebody who puts their lady before the bros, basically.
Mm.
Right.
So,
like, whipped.
just a good person?
Yeah.
Right, like if
I-
you're
actually,
in a
I don't know.
relationship,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
it just depends. Like,
because
I don't know. Generally, I think I would always put my bros before, just because
I mean, it
you have the
depends.
hierarchy. You know, you have been here longer, so I
It
think
depends
it
on the
just you have to earn
situation
it.
too.
Yeah.
I just like I have like a general understanding of it all, but like I'm like, do I actually know what any of this means? Like,
The one that's popped up lately is like PogChamp, and I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, I don't
like
know
I know
what
what
that
Poggers
means.
is.
I
but what is
also don't know what
PogChamp?
Poggers is.
Poggers is it's just like internet slang for like I'm hyped.
that was like, do you guys remember? It was around Halloween last year. Like people were fucking. Oh, it was Vibe Check.
Vibe
Yeah,
We were
check.
like, what the fuck
Because
does
it
Vibe
would just
Check
like
mean?
you'd see
It
the
was so
memes
violent.
and kept being like, "What
Vibe
does
check.
this mean?"
And then do you remember when we had our Halloween party and Savannah came over and kept saying that, and I was like, what? What does that
The
mean?
Vibe
What
Check.
are you saying?
You're really cute, but I don't know what you're saying.
She also kept like T-posing.
The T-posing was funny.
That was really
It was
funny.
like, I guess I won.
I love Savannah so much.
I miss seeing her
I
at
miss
Zio's.
her.
I was just like looking at the Urban Dictionary definitions of simp, and they're all like really derogatory, which is not the way that I feel like when simp is a term that's been around for a minute, and I
Yeah.
feel like when I initially started seeing it like years ago, it was from like nice guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just being like, "Oh, look at this fucking
You're a
simp."
Yeah.
But like now it's a less derogatory term. It's like almost endearing when you're like, "Oh, these people simp for me" or whatever.
I think,
and it's like,
I
this
think
is
it's
nice.
also I think it's also been taken back from that because it's also like because if a nice guy calls you a simp, it means you probably respect women.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know, you take it back and you're
let's
like,
just
this
put it
is
this way.
just
There's a good
compliment.
chance that if you're a simp, you might also be a himbo.
Yeah. Like it kind of goes hand in hand. It's
Yeah.
just like it's respect women juice.
Yeah.
So
And
At
respect Ben Juice. You can simp
Yeah,
after anybody.
that's
but
true. Simp is gender neutral.
I feel like
but,
it tends to be like
Simp is gender neutral. That's the takeaway from this.
I feel like it tends to be used for like
for
like,
typically
dudes
for
simp after
men.
women,
Yeah.
but like, you know,
Yeah.
it could definitely go
It
either
could
way.
be either way. That's just I don't want any more gender. I just want people to call me a simp.
It's just like,
New name.
Oh, the simp is here.
I don't know why this is making me think of that, but just like when you were saying like no more gender, it made me think about earlier when you were talking about like an underappreciated moment is like when people take off hoodies and you see their tummy for a second.
Oh,
And I
I
was
hate
like-
that.
I was like, that's so cute. But then I was also like, I think it's cute when I see other people do that, but like the fact that that happens to me sometimes is like horrifying.
Right?
Because I don't want anybody to know that I have a body underneath my clothes. I don't want
Illegal.
I don't want a body.
I don't have a body.
I don't. I am a ghost.
It is only wires.
It's kind of funny because what made me think about that is that I was taking off a hoodie at work and I was like, oh, my tummy's popping out. You gotta get back in there. And then I was like, but it's really cute when other people do that.
Right?
Yeah, it is.
Because here's what I was like, somebody's gonna see my happy trail.
Yeah.
But then I was like, but I like when I see other people's happy trail.
But okay, like along the same lines, another TikTok that I saw was just like, so you're pansexual, right? And it was just like this person talking to himself essentially, and he was like, you're pansexual, right? And he was like, yeah, sure. And you like when people are, you know, big, and you like when people are thick, and you like that type of body style. And he's like, yeah, sure. But you have that type of body style, and that means you're attractive. And he's like, oh, God, no! Put it back!
I feel that.
Because I have this, like, war in my head that is just, it is that. And anytime, like, my tummy pokes out of anything, just, like, changing into shorts today, I was like, I have to, like, pull it over my tummy just in case it won't pop out. Because I hate it. And, ugh.
I feel like I do that with so many things where, like, for anybody else, I'm like, yeah, you can wear whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can look however you want to, but not me.
But not for me.
I'm not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
I feel that with, like, hairstyles especially.
Yeah.
Like, every time I try to do a hairstyle, I'm like, that looks like trash. But then, like, seeing other people with the same hairstyle, like, it's not even that I did it bad or anything. It's just, like, that looked like trash on me, but it looks beautiful on you.
Right.
How?
I feel that.
There's just like this sort of disconnect between yourself and other people, because I feel like 9 times out of 10 I will be more friendly and kind to other people than I am to myself.
Right.
That's because
And that-
trash.
Like, you know, that sort of mindset. And I just keep thinking of that song where it's like I have to treat myself as a person among people.
I have to treat myself like I am a person that I am taking care of.
Yeah. As a person that, you know, deserves love and affection and kindness. And that's really hard to learn.
Yeah. It's hard to get out of that cycle of, like... Because, you know, I say it all the time. I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
horrible. And, like, I think... Like, I say it as a joke, but, like, I've said it so many times at this point that I'm like, oh, no.
Right,
Yeah, you
it's one
start
of
to
those
believe
things
it.
that, like, you say it because it's funny, but then
Yeah.
you say it so often that you're like, yeah, that's true.
And I'm like, I should stop believing that, but I also, like, still think it's funny to say that.
I'm still,
See-
like, I think it's funny to say that, and at the baseline, I think it's true of myself, you know?
See, I'm trash, but I'm still at times better than everybody else in the world.
I feel
So,
that, though.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still trash.
I don't get that. Like, I don't get the, like, random confidence that
See,
I'm
It's
for
not
me,
even
it's not-
confidence. It's
yeah.
just other people are
It's
the
like you-
worst, and I hate them.
Yeah, it's like you look at
yeah.
other people and you're like, wow, you're so fucking shitty and horrible and selfish. Like, how am I better than you? What the fuck?
Yeah, I guess I could get that, like, mindset. I just, like, it's so ridiculous to me how hard it is to, like, unlearn that, and then you have, like, self-deprecating humor is sort of attractive to me, like,
Yeah,
in
like,
other
it's
people.
funny.
Because it's funny.
Because
it's like you're
it-
not taking yourself too seriously.
Exactly. That's what it makes me think of, is that this person is not taking themselves too seriously, and they're not going to be condescending towards me.
Yeah.
So, like, I want to also, like, present that, but also I want to feel comfortable
Yeah.
in myself.
Like,
It
where
just
is
sucks
that
because it's
line?
like I do
Yeah.
think it's funny. Like I think it's funny when I
Yeah.
make those jokes. I think it's funny when you guys
Yeah.
make those jokes. But then at the same time, when you do believe it, it's like, oh,
It's like, hold up.
that's
Wait
not
a
good.
minute. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is a bad side
It's
effect
like-
of this.
It's funny in the moment, like right here, but then I go home at night and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, that's not
This
right.
is not good.
I also, like, I think of another TikTok where, Sarah Shower, or like however you pronounce their last name, they were like, you know, if I can like convince myself that I am this way, then I can convince myself that I am confident.
Yeah, I've seen that one where they were talking about like,
And they
I
have a
shit on
point.
myself so much, and so I'm gonna try to tell myself like
That I
good
am
things.
confident. That I am, you know, and it's, on one hand, I'm like, I want to try that. On the other hand, depression. So it's,
I also just have this weird thing. Like, I know a lot of people are like, I mean, and I make jokes about this too, where it's like, oh, I don't want to look myself in the mirror, whatever. Like, I feel like I have such a mental separation between, like, my person and my physical, like, corporeal form.
Feel you.
So I'm like, I don't have that level of, like, dysmorphia or anything because I'm like, that body's not real.
yeah,
Or, like, I
maybe,
don't know. Like, if I stare at myself in the mirror, I will find things to pick apart. Or when I'm, like, looking at pictures of myself or whatever, and I'm like, oh, I don't like that. But I just don't register that that is a thing that is being presented often. Like,
yeah, that isn't
I forget
me.
that that's what
I'm
I
just
look like. When
a-
I'm, like, interacting with people, I'm like, that's
I look
not...
like a person?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like so weird to realize that like you look like a person to everybody else.
yeah.
It's like I'm not just like a floating talking spirit, like
Right, because you don't feel like that, because you ultimately you see, like, when you're out in the world, you see like maybe your nose or your
Yeah.
glasses frame,
or like your hands,
Or- yeah.
you know, like
you don't see how you present yourself, and you never will, really.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to disconnect from that.
Yeah, it's like such being a human is so fucking
It's
weird.
fucking wild,
I don't like being self-aware.
right?
Oh god, this is horrible.
Put it back.
Can I have a receipt?
I think it would be, like, interesting to see all of my friends and myself at their, like, peak confidence, though.
Yeah.
I think it would be absolutely fantastic, honestly, because I want that for you guys, and I also want that for me. It might be a little selfish, but, like, I want
wish
that.
I could show other people how I see them.
Yeah.
Exactly. I wish I could do
I
that for
also
everybody.
wish that you could get that too, because like other people
Yeah.
see you differently, obviously, than
Yeah.
you see yourself. So like it would be nice to see how other people
like,
Yeah.
perceive you.
It
yeah.
is. There is nothing more interesting to me than one, how other people experience life, like how they see things and how they perceive things and what they like to experience. And then two, like how they see me and like how they perceive the type of person that I am and like what they associate me with.
I think
Like-
that's part of why I love getting gifts so much.
Yeah?
Is because it's like you saw this thing and you thought, yeah, I'm gonna get that for her. Like
Right.
that's kind of an
It's like that
indication of how you
association thing.
perceive me, kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I think that's why I like talking about, like, what certain things do you associate yourself with, or what kind of aesthetic do you like best,
Right.
or, like, you know, just certain things that you associate with yourself and how you want to be presented in the world is like
Garbage can.
how I want to perceive you as too. I don't want to perceive you as a garbage can, because no.
It's better than a garbage can't.
You're not trash. You're recyclable.
We're trash, but we're like the good kind.
Like
The recyclable kind.
Recycle, everybody.
Here's the thing. I don't want to know how other people perceive me because I'm like... Sometimes when you guys tell me things or like give me gifts or whatever, it's like, yeah, that's nice. I like that.
Sometimes it doesn't fit.
Yeah. And I'm so like... I'm such an amalgamation and like indecisive about everything where I can be like presented with a thing that's like, this is you, and I'm like, no, that is incorrect. Well, what is? I have no idea. But that is not that. So
fair.
that's like the struggle I'm dealing with, like the name thing
Yeah.
or whatever. So I'm like, I don't want to know how you guys perceive me because it's probably not what I want it to be. So I don't want to know.
Which is so hard for us because, like, we would be like, okay, whatever you want to be perceived as is
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh no.
what we're going to strive for, because we want you to be comfortable. But like, you need to
you
tell
want
us
your name to be, oh no.
Not
Okay, oh no.
See,
I'm just gonna
But,
start
like-
calling you Soup.
That's fine. I like soup.
So do I. I love soup. I had soup for dinner.
But like, at the
mean-
same time, sometimes like when you guys are like genuinely shitting on yourselves and not in just like a funny way, it like genuinely makes me so sad and angry. And I'm like, that's why you and I get into arguments about this, because I'm like, I wish that I could show you or make you feel about yourself the way that I feel about you, because like you shit
Because
all
you
over
gay.
yourself, and then I'm like,
Precious,
but you're so
wholesome
horribly
cinnamon roll.
incorrect. It's just like does not compute in my brain, and it makes me angry.
It also
That I'm
doesn't
like,
compute in my
How
brain.
like how do you look at this thing that is so amazing and incredible, and then you're like, but it's awful, and I'm like,
Adorable, wholesome cinnamon roll.
I also like I
I wish
can't
that
like
I know that
work
there's
through
like
that.
a disconnect in your brain, and it's not your fault, but like the fact that you feel that way makes me so upset. And I wish that I could show you how I feel about you and how you're like so perfect in my eyes, because you're like all of you, not just her. I'm like pointing at
super
her
gay for
specifically
me.
this
because
is like
we
a
get
confession
into.
of love right now.
Bro, I tell you I love you all the time. But just because like we genuinely get in arguments about it regularly.
It's because like we live together. Like
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
just, you know, offhand comment of like, you know, self-deprecating thing that I actually believe in, and then she's like, absolutely not.
But like
Incorrect.
And I'm like, oh, sorry.
See, like, I do the same thing with my mom, even. Like, she'll be like, oh, I can't go anywhere, I haven't put makeup on. And I'm like, but you don't need makeup, because you're already beautiful. And she's like, no, you're just saying that. Mom!
see, and that's a thing too that like makes me upset on a grand scale of like, we can pretend that the beauty industry is about art and whatever, and to an extent it is, but like, let's be real with ourselves. People put on makeup so that they can be presentable and look pretty for other people.
The baseline is like, you are presentable. And I think that's disturbing.
Yeah.
Because like,
And
I
that's
shouldn't
just,
have
like,
to
I do
literally
like
hide my
the,
face to
like,
be presentable.
extra steps or whatever that people use to kind of just make themselves more like present what they are inside or whatever.
Like,
or,
listen,
like, that's
I'm not
artistic
gonna, I don't
That's
want
an
to say
expression.
anything
But
bad about like makeup as an art form, because I do think it's so cool. I like to watch people put on makeup, though I don't
Yeah.
use it myself. I
Yeah.
think it's really cool, and the things that you can do with it are incredible. And even just like in the simplest ways of being like, you know what, my skin is like really broken, I'm gonna make it look a little whatever. I appreciate it for what it is, but at the same time, I do get really annoyed when people are like, make
can't
that
go out 'cause
argument.
do not have makeup. Like,
Well,
no.
I just so often see people being like, I don't put on makeup for other people, I do it for myself, and I think that's true of some people. But for the vast majority, it's not. You
Yeah.
put on makeup for other people because it's expected of you, and it's like
an
the only way.
expectation.
Like you've told me before that you don't feel like it is okay for you to leave the house without makeup on,
Yeah.
and that's fucked up.
Yeah. I agree too, because like, you know, 9 times out of 10 I don't want to. Like, I want to touch my eyes. They itchy. Like, I love makeup and I love putting it on, and I think it makes me feel good and it makes me feel pretty. But I also have that expectation of myself that I'm not worthy enough if I do not have it on.
Yeah.
And that's what's fucked up about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I think it should just be a choice, you know?
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be a reflection of how much you care about yourself, how much you do for yourself, or how much you do for others.
And we shouldn't pretend that the beauty industry as a whole doesn't absolutely like push
Play
that
into that.
idea
Mhm.
And like play on your
of
flaws
you don't look
of-
good enough unless you're wearing this.
Well, and can we
Yep.
talk
Like
about
just look at any makeup commercial.
Yep.
Well, and honest to God, just like last week, I was at the grocery store and I wanted to start trying, because my skin has been so fucking dry.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to try and do like kind of like a skin routine. And so I was looking at like face wash and like moisturizer, and like a majority of those products are like, what are they fucking, like, get rid of your wrinkles, like don't
Like
show your age,
anti-aging.
anti-aging, that's what it's
dark
called.
spot, or
Yeah.
like,
And it's like, why are people so afraid of like people knowing that they've aged? Like,
Right?
that's
why
just
is
like,
that a negative thing?
honestly, that is so heartbreaking, because I have always found like the laugh lines
Yeah.
adorable. The
Right?
crow's feet, those are signs that you have led a happy and
Right.
interesting life.
Like, I've never
Along
seen...
with gray hair.
Yeah.
My mom is terrified of gray
So
hair.
is my mom.
Right?
But
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
every time I have ever seen a woman with gray hair, I'm like, you are fantastic.
I know,
Right.
like,
This is
whenever my
gorgeous.
mom's hair starts growing out, like, you can see her roots and stuff, I'm like, it's so pretty.
It is.
And I tell her that every time, and she's like, well, no, it's not, because if I let it grow out, it's just going to be completely white. And I'm like, that would be
That's
gorgeous.
dope as
Right?
fuck.
cute.
I'm like, that's so pretty. And I'm like, what if you let it grow out and you have, like, salt and pepper hair? Because that's what my uncle had when he let
That's
his
so
hair grow out.
pretty.
Right.
And I'm like, you should just do it. And she's like, well, then I'm going to look old. And I'm like,
You
first of
are
all,
old. That's
you-
fine.
yeah, like, first of all, I don't think you are going to look old. And even if you do, who fucking cares?
Right. Like, listen, again, I'm not going to tell anybody not to dye their hair because I haven't had my natural hair
Yeah.
color since I was like 15. But if you're doing it just because, oh, I don't want to look old, like,
Yeah.
that just makes me sad.
Yeah.
And
Like, you shouldn't be ashamed to be old.
Yeah.
If you want to look, like, if you want your hair to look a certain color, it's totally fine. But, like, to only do it because you're afraid of what you might look like as an aging adult, that just feels so wrong. Like,
Yeah.
why has that been turned into such a negative concept that you are growing older? Like, that's such a fucking accomplishment.
Yeah.
Right? Congratulations, you've managed to stay alive that long.
Yeah, that's
Like,
incredible.
holy fucking shit. That's dope.
Like, don't get me wrong, it's sometimes scary to, like, look in the mirror and be like, wow, I have, like, changed from who I used to be. And it, like, change is scary, especially when it's, like, your body. But, like, that's not, it shouldn't be, like, a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just, like, a different
Well,
thing.
and it especially is such a thing for women specifically. Like,
Yeah.
Like, men are celebrated when they're, like, a silver fox.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
like, you know.
yeah, like it's hot when men have like salt and pepper hair
Yeah.
or whatever. But if a woman has like a single gray hair, it's like, ew, look at that old.
They're like, I guess you have to play a witch now. That's
Yeah.
the only roles you can get. A,
Yeah.
Right.
a witch or a grandmother.
Like I always think about Cher. Okay. Cher used to be so hot. Like she still is because of the presence, but
Yeah.
let's not pretend that the fucking plastic surgery and shit didn't fuck up her face.
Yeah. Which is so sad.
Like,
to
'cause just
see,
imagine,
because if she just
like she's
aged,
still hot even with like kind of a fucked up face.
because
but
she's Cher.
imagine how hot Cher would be if she had just aged properly
Yeah.
and just let herself be a person.
But there's
Just
like this
like-
expectation.
Yeah. I just
Like
I
she's
think it's
still so
very-
hot, but it's like, imagine what could have been.
Yeah, it's so disturbing to like see that, and I'm like, I'm not even 25 yet, but I'm feeling that pressure as well. Just like, I found a gray hair the other day, and I was like, okay, my first reaction was sweet, and then my second reaction was, oh no,
Right.
like that just shouldn't be
Get
there.
you. I'm like, because I have to like tell myself, because my first reaction is like, oh shit, I'm getting old. Like, this is not good. Like, I'm wasting away. And then I'm like, you dumb fuck. Like, first of all, looks kind of cute.
Second of all, you're not even 30.
Yeah. I'm like,
Like,
shut
calm
the
down.
fuck up.
It's fine.
And even if I was older, like, it doesn't matter.
I understand like the fear of getting older, but I also like I need people to just like live.
I've
Just
just
exist
embraced the
and
fact
be
that
fine.
I'm old.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
news,
you're
guys.
89.
Time isn't real.
Yeah.
Time and his illusion.
It sure is. I'm just like
Maybe
it's also
we're
just
not
kind of
even
funny
real.
because again I just have like such that disconnect from I feel like a lot of societal pressures But I'm like, you know, people freak out about getting a gray hair or whatever, and I'm like, I've had arthritis since I was like 14.
Yeah.
I've had back pain since
pain.
I've had boobies. So,
Yeah.
you know.
I've just been old for always. So, like,
Yeah. Back
That's
pain.
my concern is I'm like, I've already felt old for many years now. So what the fuck is gonna happen later on?
see, that is something that does scare me, is like physically actually becoming old and not being
Yeah.
able to be like
Independent.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I ever get to the point mentally or physically where I just can't take care of myself, I just need you to take me out back and shoot me, because
I don't want to deal with that.
I don't want to live that way.
I don't want any of my family to deal with that.
Yeah.
I don't want to
I don't
deal
want
with
anybody.
that personally.
I don't want to become that burden on my family.
Yeah.
I don't want to like live that miserable life. Just let me go.
Just
All right.
put me in the woods.
Yeah.
Put me
Leave
down,
in the
Meech.
woods. We were having that conversation with my dad the other day.
Some beer.
It was such a
Fishing
good
bait.
conversation.
Yeah.
Just like hearing him.
That's
talk
where I
about
get that, though.
Exactly.
'Cause
I
I'm
was
like,
like, as soon
yeah.
as I heard him say that, I was like, that's where she gets it.
Yeah. Where I'm like, yep, just leave me in the woods.
I was like, this conversation sounds so familiar.
Give me a backpack full of sandwiches and beer and just let me go.
Come and check on
I'll
me
wander
every
around
once in
for a while and eventually something will happen.
I won't know. It's fine. It's sad, but you won't have to deal with it, so.
I'll die at least looking at something pretty.
The
I'll probably be having a good time.
The problem
Don't worry
with
about
that is that, like, people would be like, oh, look at this negligent family that left their person
I'll
in
just
the
put
woods.
it in my will so it's like legal.
Well, like, can you?
I don't know.
Like, in
At
a
least it would
national park, if somebody found you.
They try and take you back, and you're like, no!
I'm just saying, like, it would be legally documented that that's what I told them to do, so
Yeah.
it's not like,
like, on them.
yeah,
Yeah.
not in the news being like, look at this family who left their grandma in the woods. It would just be like, grandma requested to be left in the woods.
No one knows why. Is she okay? Nope.
Absolutely not.
Goodbye,
She was
Grandma.
eaten by bears.
What?
Dude, that would be sick.
Right? We
Weird
think
for
she
that.
was probably happy about it. Return my body to nature. Feed me to bears.
I don't want
Yeet
any
me to
variables.
space.
What?
I don't want any variables. Just, like, go out and hit me in the back of the head. It's
Just
fine.
like point at something pretty and be like, oh, look at that. And I'd be like, wow. And then just take me out.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like, I just don't want any variables. I don't want, like, somebody to find me and be like, ah, your grandma's lost. Here you go.
God damn it, she keeps coming back.
She's like a fucking old boomerang.
Boomy!
Oh, Grandma Boomy's back. Gotta go stick her in a different wood, I guess. Different
Damn it,
forest.
she seemed to really like that one.
Do you think if we just took her back in like a couple weeks, they'd leave her alone?
Just like
Just
push
the
me
park
up a
rangers
mountain.
just get used to seeing this old lady and they're like, God damn it, they left her here again.
Just put like a lanyard around your neck that just has a little thing at the bottom that says, "I'm not lost."
It was like their cats.
Exactly.
I'm not lost,
Just
I just like to wander, whatever. It's like a name tag.
Just imagine you're like hiking through the forest and you see this like grandmother and you're like, whoa, you okay? And you walk over and she's like just doesn't know where she is and you're like, what is this? And you see this lanyard that just says, "I'm not lost. I'm just wandering." And you're like, what do you do? You're like
in the middle of Wyoming.
yeah, you're like, would you leave the grandma there or would you?
What are you doing out here, Grandma? I don't know.
Who are you?
Walking.
Out where?
Where's your family at?
What's a family?
I don't know.
I'm trying to find the grocery store.
I'm just taking a walk. Do you know where you are? No.
See, and like, if it's us as old people, it would probably just be like, I'm just vibing. I'm just out here trying to vibe.
Just trying to find those vibes.
Just like as a grandma, all of us just like, I really do be out here vibing.
Are you lost? I don't know. Whoa, look at this rock! Look at this rock I found. We have
That's
like
a
a
vibe
grandma
right
fanny
there.
pack. It's full of rocks and like stale like granola bars.
You're like,
Why is that me
that's how you
currently?
go? Because your fucking fanny pack is full of rocks. You like go off onto like this river or whatever, you slip, and then you just immediately drop to the bottom.
That's how I want to go. That sounds ideal.
You know how I want to go? I want to go in the way that, like, okay, spoilers, for Klaus. I want to go the way Klaus did.
Yeah, I dig
like,
that.
I just want to turn into glitter.
I just want to walk into the woods and
I
never
just
come
want to
back.
be
Right?
yeeted into space.
We
You're like,
might
bye.
be able to
For
make that
science.
happen.
Tomorrow?
Talk
No,
to
no,
Elon.
no. Don't worry.
Shouts to Elon, just yeet me into space.
Every time you say that, though, I just think about those fucking, like, dollar store toys that have, like, the sticky hands,
Yeah.
but it's, like, a dude, and you just, like, eat it at the wall, and then they just sort
Yeah.
of flop around, but they,
Yeah.
like, stick to the wall and just kind of slowly fall down.
You at the space station.
Just a giant slingshot and just pull me back and then just, alright, here we go!
Goodbye.
I would be terrified because I hate heights, but it's fine. I will go to space where I belong.
It's alright, you'd probably pass out after a few seconds from
Yeah.
the fear, so
Yeah.
you just get, like, yeeted and you're just done.
Yeah, it's fine.
We would
It'll
know
be
that you
fine.
were in space, and we
Like,
would feel at peace with
We're
that.
happy.
Yeah. And if nothing else, then at least we know that it's possible to slingshot somebody in space. For science.
The really disappointing part would be like if for some reason you didn't make it all the way to space.
I mean, then I'll just
You
die
just, like,
anyway.
fall
Fine.
down like you're just a crispy little bitch. Flop down in, like, a nearby village.
I'll just turn into like ash and just come raining down, and everybody's just like, "Is it snowing?"
You're, like, flopping.
We're just standing there peacefully, like crying. We're like, it's her.
We start crying and then we start screaming like, oh no!
Oh God, I
That
got.
poor village!
Well, those children are traumatized.
It's how she would have wanted it.
I think that's a fantastic note to end it on.
Yeah, just yeeting Bree into space.
Yes, please.
Everybody ready? 1, 2, 3.
Bye.